Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, on Monday, November 27 this year, the government listed 11 parastatals for sale. And after that announcement, there was an uproar on social media. If you attend any funeral, that was the discussion. If you get to any public gathering, Kenyans were angry, they were pissed off, and they were not comfortable with this government plan to sell these parastatals. Especially when you talk about KCC, you talk about Kenya Pipeline Company, you talk about the Kenya Cooperative Creameries, new KCC, and many others. No one was supporting this move. It looked like the government is just grabbing what belongs to Kenyans. Look at that, a government grabbing what belongs to Kenyans. Who is this government? Ruto and his allies. So after that move, today, the national government, through Cooperative Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui, is now retracting the earlier directive to sell a new KCC. Sasa wameanza. They are feeling the heat and unpopular decision to sell key parastatals that means a lot to this country. So Ruto is now instructing Chelugui to retract new KCC from the list. And the reason they are giving behind this is that the earlier cabinet had removed KCC from the list of parastatals to be privatized. Ile ya Uhuru Kenyatta ilikuwa imetoka hiyo list. And I asked myself a question. So, who told Ruto to bring back that entity to the list of parastatals that are set to be sold? Nani mwenye aliongeza hapo? Or who had advised? So, the government has advisors paid by taxpayers to do research and give the right advice. Ililipiwa ushuru, ushauri ukatolewa, wasiuze because of various reasons. Lakini kwa ujeuri wake na kiburi chao, wakaeka pale kwa listi ya vitu za kuuza. Saa hizi Wakenya wanakataa, and now he's removing this. And this is what he's saying. Just repeating to confirm that it was rejected. I quote him. I want to state as follows. On March 22, 2019, the cabinet resolved to remove KCC from privatization. That position stands and can only be reversed by a similar cabinet resolution. Walikubaliana isiuzwe. And the reasons Chelugui is trying to give, number one, Chelugui is saying that KCC is a crucial in the dairy sector, which act as the last resort to buyers of milk, buyer of milk from Kenyan farmers. Hakuna market, so the only person who will buy ni hao. Kama hakuna market. So that is the work they are doing. Bei imeharibika, ni hao ndio watengeneze hiyo bei. So wakiuza hii, that last resort is not going to be there. The government is using cases to launch interventions in interest of farmers. I look at that sentiment, which is okay and true. And that can be one of the reasons why Uhuru made a decision not to put on the list of parastatals zenye zitauzwa. Then I asked myself a question. When Gachagua told the people of Mount Kenya region that there is cartel in the milk industry and he is here to fight cartels, Ile njia yake ya kupigana na cartel ilikuwa ya kuja kuuza KCC. And if you are talking about controlling the milk industry or sector, then you are selling an only avenue you have and you can use to control what you think is right. KCC. Angetumia njia gani to influence ndio bei ya maziwa kutoka kwa mkulima inunuliwa kwa bei ambayo ni sawa, na pia yule Mkenya mwenye ananunua hii maziwa anunua kwa bei ambayo si gharama ya juu zaidi na ni sawa kwake. Usifinye mkulima na usifinye mwenye the consumer. Wangefanya aje? Those are the questions. We are continuing this panel discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. So it's like Uhuru was listening to the warning and to the advice. But Ruto is not listening to anything. He is his own advisor, and because he advises himself, that's how he ended into this mess. Listing 11 key entities that are very important to Kenyan people. Just because IMF has directed him, just because he's focusing on having money, just because they have interest to use their own companies from outside to come and develop these properties, then they end up in their hands. Money. Just because some people want to clean dirty money, and they will do so using proxy company to acquire these properties. So the noise is there. And because of the noise and the questions Kenyans are asking, Ruto is being forced to start now changing his plan. Remember, at one point, they were almost selling the Kenya Meat Commission. Uhuru had given that property to the KDF, and they were managing it properly. In fact, they are the biggest consumer of meat from Kenya Meat Commission. Then Ruto removed. After he saw the damage, the danger, and the losses they were making, well, he reduced. But what happened? The residents in Ukambani, they made noise, pale Mavoko, and they chased away the individuals who are purporting to come and conduct a public participation in plan to sell that entity. Waliwafukuza mbio, wakamwambia endeni mwambie Uhuru, Ruto tumekata. That should happen to these entities. Kenyans should come out and say a big no. Kenyans need to protest. Otherwise, these assets are going to go. Zitapotea. Zikishapotea tutabaki na nothing. What Ruto has done today to retract KCC is not enough. All that list should be done away with. He is overcollecting revenue from Kenyans. He is overtaxing Kenyans. That money is enough to solve the problem that is thinking of solving by selling these parastatals. Ile ushuru ameweka ya kutoa 8% yenye ilikuwa ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, akaleta yake ya 16%. Kwa nini isitoshe kulipa yale madeni? Anaenda kwa kiwango tena ya kuja kuchukua this such very important properties na anaweka kwa listi ya kuuza. Kwani yeye amekuwa grabber wa kila kitu. Nchi tabaki na nini? Imagine from 8 to 16%. Ile bei tumenunua nayo mafuta haijawahi inaondoka kwa bei ya namna hiyo siku nyingine. Haijawahi fanyika hivyo. Ile bei tulinunua nayo unga haijawahi inunuliwa siku nyingine na hiyo bei. Saa hizi Wakenya nafaa walipia vitambulisho. Marriage certificate wametoa from 5,000 to 50,000. Mambo ya kununua ya kuchukua passport imepandishwa juu. Birth certificate and death certificate zimepandishwa juu. Wanafunzi hizi nafaa wajipanga kulipa school fees. Na bado wewe unakuja You want to sell parastatals tena? Hizi pesa zinaenda wapi? Is IMF using William Ruto to frustrate and finish Kenyans? That's the truth. That is why I saw Okiya Mtata alleging that, not alleging, warning that William Ruto might be impeached soon. And if there is any member of parliament who's supporting such kind of a president, then maybe that member of parliament ni mgonjwa. Labda ni mlemavu wa mawazo. Huenda kuna ulemavu wa mawazo. Lakini yule mwenye ako na mawazo yake mzuri, this one should not be supported. There was one time when Ruto made a directive. It was a bill said that the national government, the National Assembly will not have a say when the government want to sell parastatals. Watoe ile uwezo wenye National Assembly iko nayo, sorry for that, to question some issues when they want to sell parastatals. Ikuwe tu ni cabinet alone making that decision. When Kenyans made noise, they had to reverse that. And now you can understand where they were heading to and what was their target. This is it. Hapa ndio kuna kizungumkuti. And this must be stopped.